When you receive this script, do you immediately, envision what you want the movie to look like? Or...
Yeah, I think it all comes to you in stages, and you immediately get this kind of hot flash of connection.
Yeah.
And you have to immediately honor that and say, whatever it takes for me to get to do this film, I'm going to do this film. And I followed the script, I read the script, followed the script, and said, if it ever falls out, there was another director attached, and if it ever falls out, please find me, and they did. But I knew pretty immediately that Mel Gibson was the guy that I wanted, and everything is really dependent on that character and on that part, so I wanted to make sure I got that right.
Did you know you wanted to act in it and direct?
I had no. In fact, the first time I acted and directed in my first movie, I said I would never do this again,
Yeah.
so I'm not really sure how I did this again. But I think it was once I brought Mel aboard, I realized that I wanted somebody to anchor his dramatic performance and to make sure that the character of the wife is in fact the audience's perspective. So it had to be somebody who could really take the movie from the beginning to the end and be able to anchor that perspective and just make sure that it didn't veer off into comedy. So I brought myself along.
Yeah. You said this last night too, that you were like, okay, I never want to do acting and directing again. So what made you want to pick up the sword and go for it?
Really, it was just Mel. I just really wanted to make sure that he was well supported. And I was worried that if I just got, who else was I going to get that was the right age and that was going to be able to hold court with him in some ways, and have a similar strength to him on screen, and that you would believe that they had been together for so many years. And I felt like I know him so well, and I felt like we knew each other so well that we would have that connection on screen. You
said last night, before the movie came on, this was the biggest struggle of your professional career. What does that mean? You have a crazy, amazing career.
This is the hardest movie I've ever made, yeah. Not necessarily production, but everything that came afterwards. Trying to get the tone right was difficult in post. Really trying to honor the lightness of the tone, the quirkiness of the tone, the absurdity of the tone, and then still move into this darkness and this very emotional place, and to prepare the audience for that. Yeah, that was tough. That was tough making that happen.
Anton, tell me about working with Jodie Foster and Mel Gibson. How awesome is that?
Yeah, they're wonderful. I mean, Jodie is a director. I've had so respect for her acting and just how brilliant she is. I mean, I don't even know when the first time I saw one of her films. I was probably pretty little. And she's brings the same kind of intelligence that she brings to characters, and the sort of how particular she is and how well she studies characters and emotions and portrays them. She brings that kind of understanding to working with you on your character, and I felt really lucky. I mean, Taxi Driver is my favorite movie, and so the fact that I could work with this brilliant person that created all these great characters and work with her to create sort of one of our own really felt very lucky. And Mel is wonderful. I mean, I think he's so good in the movie. It's just such a moving, honest, vulnerable performance, and he's great on set. And and you see those moments. You see all these moments over a period of time, but then when you really see them come together, they're so powerful, and he's so great in it, and he's great fun to be around on set.
You said that Jodie works with you on your character. Did you sit down and talk to her about how you wanted Porter to be?
Yeah. I mean, a lot. I mean, everything from the way his wardrobe should be to from physical appearance to every little bit of what was inside. I sent her a bunch of emails, from when we were doing rehearsals to through shooting, and we were always just discussing. I did a lot of work, and would always run it by her, and that's what I mean. We would just always have this dialogue to know that we were on the same page about who this person was.
Awesome. So your character's in high school, he's a little smarty pants.
Yeah.
Kind of hustling people.
Sure.
Left and right. So tell us what you were like in high school.
I was working. Like, wasn't at high school that much. Like, I don't really remember that many years all the way through. Like, most of my memories from high school are like memories from work, like when I was in high school. So I kind of had an odd high school experience in that sense.
We've got all your exclusive South by Southwest coverage right here on the CWAustin.com.